Hello, I'm the Greek Geek because I'm 50% Greek and 100% a geek. Now, I do think Men in Black International is a small improvement over Men in Black 2 and 3, but does it hold up against the original? Not well, you'll find out in the review. And since Men in Black International came out a few weeks ago, this is going to have some kind of minor spoilers to it. Not major plot points, but just some minor spoilers will be in the video, so just a spoiler warning. Not that I think many people will care. Now, the first thing I want to talk about has to do with Molly, played by Tessa Thompson. Well, when she's a little kid, I can't remember the actress's name of the little kid, but the way she learns about the Men in Black is pretty dumb. Like, there's this alien that gets into her house, and the Men in Black agents that come to their house neuralize the parents and know there's a child in there but doesn't bother to neuralize her, and they leave the alien alone. They don't even try to recover it or anything like that. So this whole movie gets going just because some Men in Black agents are really lazy, when they've shown to be very thorough in previous movies. And the overall plot is M&H having to save the world from mass destruction, essentially. So it's just kind of your typical Men in Black movie plot. There is also a plot twist that any person with a brain can see coming. I'm not going to say what it is because that's a major spoiler, but it's pretty obvious.
It took me 20 years to find you. How many people can say that?
I really like Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth. I think that they have really good chemistry together and they play off of each other really well, and I do like their characters in this movie. They're probably one of the best things in the movie. There's also this little alien called Pawnee that joins M&H kind of halfway through their journey, and he's voiced by Kumail Nanjiani. I think I'm not pronouncing his name correctly. He's a very annoying character. He just kind of appears from time to time and is very annoying, just says something that's supposedly funny that isn't funny, or just comments on what's happening, and then just kind of disappears into someone's pocket or bag or whatever, and then just appears again 20 minutes later. I guess he's only in the movie to kind of appeal to kids, I guess.
Yeah, ha. Perfectly done.
Liam Neeson is in the movie as well. He's cool, I guess. Liam Neeson's pretty good in most things that he does. Not much to say on his character. Emma Thompson reprises her role as O, the head of Men in Black, and she gives a slightly more dignified performance than Men in Black 3. So I was going to talk about world building, but this movie doesn't really kind of build the world that they've set up in this series of movies. It's more like world destruction, really, because we established in Men in Black 1 that there were only a certain number of aliens on Earth at any given time. I think that it was about 1,500. In this movie, they're just apparently kind of everywhere and just don't even really blend in society. Like, they showed that in the previous movies that they took really big steps to conceal the aliens from the public and that kind of thing. But in this one, they just don't seem to care. Like, the agents don't even really do their job properly. I talked about earlier how those two agents at the start of the movie don't even neuralize Molly and don't even worry about the alien that's escaped. When they're in Marrakesh, they're escaping from the Men in Black agents, and they don't even bother to neuralize all the citizens, and they just fly away on a motorbike, and there's aliens everywhere, and they don't even bother to neuralize everybody. And there's aliens just blatantly working on their kind of technology out in the streets, and they don't seem to care.
They can take the form of anyone.
I haven't seen that before.
The twin alien things were pretty good, I guess. Like, I liked their concept. They looked pretty cool when they were in their natural, like, energy-based kind of forms. Those looked really cool, and they could, like, manipulate different materials, different ways, and the earth and that kind of thing. That was cool, but they were wasted in the end, I think. I like the idea of the weapon that they have in this movie that everyone's trying to get their hands on. It's a gun that has the power of a compressed blue giant, which I think is a really cool concept, and it shows the massive amount of destruction it can cause just by using its lower setting, and it's amazing. I would have liked to have seen more with it, but then again, you probably will destroy the Earth, so you've got to forgive him for that.
Turn it up a few.
Danny Elfman returns to compose the music for this movie. While it wasn't that memorable to me, I do distinctly remember a couple of themes, and I'm like, that belongs in a Men in Black movie. but I think they do use a few themes as well from the previous movies, so that's probably why I'm thinking that. But the music in this movie does fit it. That's all I have to say about that. This movie goes for way too long. I think the runtime is just over 2 hours, and no other Men in Black movie has gone for that long. 1, 2, and 3 went for an hour and a half, or just over or just under, I believe. And that was a good runtime for those movies. Even though the first one was good, entertaining, and really fun to watch, an hour and a half was a good runtime and felt perfect for it. This one just kind of overstays its welcome. There's plot points that don't really go anywhere. Like, for example, when they have the super weapon, it gets stolen, actually, and it gets taken to H's, like, ex-alien girlfriend's lair, who's a crime lord, and they have to go get it back, and it doesn't really affect the plot at all. It just seems to pad out the runtime of the movie and to set up seeing the alien that escaped at the start of the movie again.
Looks like the tables have turned. That was an incredible cut.
And like, there's another scene where it acts as introducing H, and he's already been introduced at that point. At the start of the movie, we're introduced to H and High T. Brilliant name, by the way, for Liam Neeson's character, High T. And he's British, you get it? And his character is already introduced then, but we get another scene where he's gambling with some aliens. And
MIB, you Carillion scum. And FYI, your little club here sucks.
things that I liked, which is not many. I liked the chemistry between Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth. They work well off each other, and they are probably the best thing easily about this movie. Some of the action is pretty cool. I like the concept of the super weapon and the alien twins, their design, how they looked in their powers, and the music was pretty good as well. Felt like it belonged in a Men in Black movie. Things I didn't like. Well, world breaking, really. They don't really stick to the rules that they already established in the previous movies. Movie goes for way too long. There's boring side characters that aren't interesting at all, and there's plot points that go nowhere. And it's not funny. These movies aren't funny anymore. You can tell this movie was just made just as a cash grab because they're like, oh yeah, Men in Black, that was popular 20 years ago. Let's make another movie. Because I definitely think you should give this one a miss. It is not good, but by looking at the box office, you already have. So anyway, that's my review for Men in Black International, which is overdue, obviously, which is pretty usual for me. If you're new to my channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. I would really appreciate it. Anyway, thank you again for listening to me ramble on about a movie for a few minutes. Thank you again, and I'll catch you next time.